So where are you guys today? Where are we heading now? Where we get to? This is a British or Commonwealth Cemetery in Malbork, in Marienburg. And what to say? This is in Poland. And the cemetery represents the prisoner of war POWs and other soldiers who died between the First and Second World War on Polish soil. So there was a camp prisoners and so on. So let's take a look. It's strange to find such a graveyard in a small city like Marienburg, Malbork. Okay, so let's take a look. What we got in here? Nickerson, Air Gunner, Royal Canadian Air Force. So as I said, this is a Commonwealth. So not only Brits as Brits, you know, Brits from British Isle, but also the guys from the other Commonwealth structures, Commonwealth countries, like, you know, you see lots of pilots. These are the pilots who were bombing Nazi Germans facilities in correct Poland. You see P.T. Murphy, Air Gunner, Royal Air Force, age 21. Gibbs, Wireless Operator, Air Gunner, British Air Force. Pilot Officer, Royal Air Force. Short, Observer. Wensley, Flight Engineer. The airman, you know, so this is unknown. No one knows who is lying here. Known unto God. Hodges, Best, George Best, you know, the George Best, you must know. Great footballer. Banks, also great footballer. Goalkeeper. Used to be one. Jordan, Michael Jordan, okay, I stop it. Smith, Air Bomber, Canadian Air Force, another Canadian. G.M. Clark, Air Gunner, Royal Air Force. Died at age 37. May he rest in peace. Swanwick, Seal, Rundle, Lomas, Livingston, Knowles, the King's Royal Hussar, Johnson, safe in the arms of the Jesus, there be his love. What does it mean? Earth's head? Sweetly my soul shall rest. So that's a poetry or something. Gordon Highlanders, maybe the guy is from Scotland. Was from Scotland. Royal Northumberland Fusilier. Very nice guys. Very young. Gillian. Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland. You know, when you reach when you are confronted with the English name, you always have this pop culture references. Lauder, Royal Army Medical Corps, so the medic or a combat medic, a loving thought, a silent tear, always wishing he were here, dearly beloved. Very nice. At good on keep. Everything is very nicely on keep. McCormack, loved long since the last Ali. Evans. E. Hall, the Seaforth Highlander, so another Scot, I think. My darling husband, always remembered by his wife and sonny boy, till we met again. Done. I choose freedom. Oh, very nice. I choose freedom. What does it mean? So that is a freedom, maybe. Russell. And what's that? Hodgkinson, Artillery, Royal Artillery. chief steward. At we going down of the sun, and we will the morning, and in the morning we will remember him. He gave his heart to his home, his life to his country, and his soul to God. All right, that's something new. Grenadier Guards. That's what's that? Flaming pot or a flower pot? We're looking for some general. You know, the Queen's Own Royal West Kent Regiment, 2nd of August 1940, age 19. Marant, the Private Marant, the Private Ryan. Actually, when I looked at this cemetery, I have a story to share, my family story. You know, in 1940s, when my grandmother was a teenage girl and young 20s, she was working in the store, in the shop in the city of Poznań in German, and there was two big prisoner camps, POWs camps of Brits, or Commonwealth camps. They were allowed to go to the city to work, to do some maintenance work or helping the hospital, I think. You know, I mean POWs during the war. And she met them there, two guys, and they corresponded far after the wars ended. They knew some German, she knew some German, she knew German very well. And then she learned English, and they corresponded, at least with the one of these guys. I think it was an affair, they had an affair, I think, but I think it was like a platonic love, might say, platonic love with Brit soldier. Brit soldiers, there were two of them. Actually, I get contact with the son of one of these guys, and that ended pretty bad to me. It was like 5-7 years ago. They didn't want to have contact. They were from Norfolk. Now, one of them were from Norfolk in the East England, Southeast England, Norfolk. So that's the story. That's the story. That's the story of love that never happened, never fulfilled in their hearts. What can I say more? She never immigrated to England, and rarely left Poland during the communist time. So, and she died like 30 years ago. I think more than 30 years right now. So the guy from the ship, a sailor, Stoker, first class Valor, HMS Valorous, 1st September 1920, age 42. So he died in First World War? What does it mean? Maybe. Yes, okay. That's the quarter of the guys who died during the First World War, not the Second World War, but the First World War, fighting Imperial Germany. So Mr. Collins, a private, and Mr. Counter, and Mr. Ellison, age 20. Age 20, Mr. Callison, and another ship, HMS Cardelia. Nice name, Cardelia. So let's shoot the captain and the Pope in one person, in one persona. So here's another plaque and another names on the same graveyard. The British soldiers honored here died in the service of their country, and are buried in the prison of war cemetery at Lidzbark, formerly known as Halisberg. Yes, but I think, yeah. So it's quite close. Lidzbark, Halisberg is quite close. So the Commonwealth War Graves Commission wishes to inform visitors that the special plaque has been created at Lidzbark-Warmiński War Cemetery with 39 named headstones at for the casualties mentioned on this plaque. Yeah, so they just moved some of them to Lidzbark. Okay, one more shot. As you may know, Soviet Russia and England, US, France and so on, and Poland in the way, were the Allies during the Second World War. Actually, definitely since 1941, till 1945 they were fighting jointly against Nazism and Imperial Japan. So next to the British cemetery there is a Soviet one in the same city, the same spot. As we see, the condition is pretty miserable comparing to the British one, but the sculpture is, you know, strange, but you know, still good, still interesting at least. So what is written here, this is from the heroes of the Soviet Union who died fighting fighting to liberate this terrains. Actually, Malbork wasn't in Poland almost never. So this particular city, so it's hardly liberation, but still. But we have the city, so we have to be glad and be really grateful to these guys for them for giving their precious lives for the cause. And mostly they are conscripts. They had no choice, like most of the conscripts. So how many of them are here? Underground? Hard to say. We'll see. That's the plaque, memory plaque. You know, it's very similar to the British one. The date of death, and the grave. But what does it mean? Where is this grave? Where the graves are? Because no graves in here, but you have a graves number. Let's read some names. Lagno, Mikolafin, Możar, Motin, Necepań, Osadcin, Osinov, Nablijow, Rewa, Sawko, Aleksiej, Stjepan, Iwan, Chaim. Oh, Chaim. So Chaim, that's interesting. So Chaim, the Jew, Chaim. Feiselberg. So Chaim Feiselberg, something like that. Chaim Feiselberg, so a Jew. Abramovich. Oh yeah. So Chaim Abramovich Heiselberg. That's the full name. Chaim Abramovich Heiselberg. Another plaque from the other side. So we're looking for another Jew or not? Let's leave it. They are all humans. Matwiej, Ivan, Yakov, Savva, Maxim, Stjepan, Tanasin, Andrusiak, Timofiejowicz, that means odczestwo. I'm pretty sure originally there was stars and the graves. And then just move it over somewhere else, the ashes and the plaques remains, but pretty sure it was represented by stars and something like that. And that's the statue from the other side. Whoops.